What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Nino B, 50% of that Part of My Perspective podcast.
And it's your boy PMP RELL. As B already said, part of my perspective, a part in our backs.
Yes, sir, man. We're going to be diving into a whole kinds of stuff today. We got some music going today. I personally wanted to dig into maybe doing like a top 3 albums, maybe artists, maybe current, maybe not, maybe something that we're just personally listening to right now. You guys may have not have heard it, but we wanted to bring you guys some fresh stuff for your ears.
Yes, sir. It sounds good to me, man. So yeah, just kicking it off, like B said. This right here is just probably either some of you guys' favorites or what you guys are already currently listening to, was listening to in the past. You know, music, man. People tend to listen to things so quick these days.
You ain't lying. You ain't
lying, man. You know, so it's so much music dropping. So I would just say, just staying current and as of recent. Man, I'm really high on that Future album right now, man. That High Off Life. Just jumping off of that, man.
Talk about it.
I say, what does it have? What? Looking at it, man, just, I say top to bottom, 21 tracks. You know what I mean?
And like I told you, he did throw some older, like that 100 Shooters that was on there. But it was still something that he could throw on this album, and it's still banged out on the album.
Right, yeah, you know, and just having that Life is Good, the remix, and also the version with Drake as well.
So switched it up.
You know, that was something that we was accustomed to, but just getting into that, you know, that intro, man, that Trapped in the Sun, what stood out to me is, like when he said his Lambo, you know, it was yellow or something like that, you know what I mean?
Future always got some kind of Lambo crazy bars in his music. Right? Yeah, he does, and Future's known for flexing like that. So, I mean, let's not like, he may have 7 kids by 7 different baby moms, but this guy is getting money.
Right. What you think about the, yeah, that's crazy, man. We're talking about the baby moms, a lot going on right now. What you think about the, as far as like the beats and the production wise?
To me, it was a little bit of a fresh feel for Future.
Gotcha.
It wasn't like his Magic days. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? You can see the transition that he's done, and I think he's found a wave that works for him, and I think him and Drake putting out something again would just crush.
Yeah, they always link up some type of chemistry, man. Sort of like ours, you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah, but like you stated, man, I think we both can agree to this, man. Solitaires was both of ours, you know, as far as like
hands down favorite.
Stood out, man. That Travis Scott. Anytime you get a Travis Scott, this hook or anything, it's
a hit.
Is
that a cheat code?
Man, bro, it's astronomical, man.
It does. He does do numbers. Travis Scott on anything. You know who I would really like to see Travis Scott do a feature with is like a Kid Cudi.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Nice little melodic kind of, and then throw Travis's raw.
No, actually, they just did that one. They just released the
Well, I know they had. Because remember, I told you Cudi's gonna be dropping an album very soon. Like he's hinting towards something. He's dropping a little single here and there, but I want to hear like a full album between Travis. Yes,
with both a collab.
Can you imagine a Kitty and Scott?
That'd be dope.
That's numbers right there,
man.
Bro.
Drop your comments, man, in the comment section, and let us know what you guys think about that, man. A Cudi and Travis Scott collab album.
Nuts. Speaking of dropping numbers, though, we gotta touch on Dirk too, man, because I think Dirk probably dropped one of his best albums in the last, I don't know,
for sure,
couple years to me.
I would agree.
You know, Dirk really came through with that Breakup in Miami, which was my favorite track.
Yeah, dope.
It was some kind of a wave. You knew in the beginning it was going to be a heartbreak song, and he kind of turned it into his Dirk flow and added his little harmonizing to it. I loved it.
Yeah,
the whole Dirk album was just nuts.
Yeah, I like it too, man.
And if you guys think that Dirk can't sing without auto-tune, check out on YouTube. He has on a page, I'm not sure of it, but he does most of his songs without auto-tunes. He does This Ain't What You Want, and it sounds amazing. It almost sounds better than the original. So definitely, if you're in the Dirk, check that out too as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I definitely like that Dirk. Yeah, one of my tracks that really stood out was the that Gucci. You know, that was
little radio play.
Yeah, it had something. I was like, okay, I like how he, like, it wasn't like a little pump. You know, like his version of like the whatever he did with that version of the Gucci thing. I haven't even heard that song, to be honest, but that's no knock the little
right.
You know, just to say, you know,
this little twist on it was nice though.
Man, when we talking music, man, you know, everything's not for everybody. Bro has stuff that he introduces me to and vice versa. So, you know, for me, you know, I think that was one of the tracks that really stood out to me as well. But yeah, overall, that was a dope album.
And speaking of introducing new stuff to each other, you had broke down to me a new artist.
Oh yeah.
That, to me at least, I have not heard of this artist.
Yeah.
But I wanted you guys to hear from him as well, because just from the little bit I've heard, it gave me chills. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's my sleeper, man. I say my sleeper pick that I've really been listening to right now, man, is Kiana Lede, and I hope that I'm pronouncing her last name right. But her debut album was titled Kiki, and man, I mean, top to bottom, 17 tracks, man.
Fire.
I mean, the album is from the time, and this is for the ladies as well. Like, this is predominantly something that the ladies is gonna find more comfortable to be listening to. Man, just
what would you compare her to for the ladies out there, if you can say there's an R&B artist that kind of has the similar sound to them, like you can compare them to?
I would say, honestly, man, she just has like
or even a mixture of R&B, because her melody, I don't know, her melody carries like Jean. It really does. It has that soft voice, but it's different. You could tell it's different.
I think like, as far as like, if we want to speak to like more notable artists that these like our audience might be able to grasp to, might be like a Janae Aku or like a Kalani. Like, she's more into that realm. Like, she stays into that type of class, but she still has like up tempo type tracks on here as well. Like, one of my tracks that really stand out is track number 6. It's called Second Chances with 6 Lap, or my man Black, however you want to choose to pronounce it.
He's dope too, though. Don't forget about Black, man.
Oh man,
his features are nuts.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, this was her debut album, man. I think the album itself released on April the 3rd of this year. So yeah, man, if you guys want to, you know, go back and check out something, I think her most plays right now is that track with I want to say with Black, and also it's a lot of other tracks on there that you guys might.
How many total does she have on the album so far?
17. So yeah, she has 17.
As a freshman album, yeah.
Yep, 17.
It's a good number. It's a good number.
So yeah, just something that you guys want to check out. So yeah, what's something else that you listening to, bro?
Well, I know a lot of, you know, being on this side of the coast, man. There's a lot of people familiar, and there's still a lot of people who are not familiar with Mozzie, and I don't understand why, man. This guy has given you hit after hit after hit. To me right now, you know, without the Nipsey, of course, in the picture, rest in peace. To me, Mozzie's California music to me right now. And everybody who's in that California scene right now knows that Mozzie's really blowing up right now. And he has been. I've seen him a couple of shows out here. Nuts, crazy performance. But he's really lifting off with his new album right now. And basically the number one song off the track to me that I love the most is going to be The Homies Wanna Know.
Okay.
And it's basically, he's just basically breaking it down to the youngins. Like, you're out here gangbanging,
right.
You're out here doing these licks and pulling all this stuff, getting in jail, but the homies want to know who put you on. Like,
right, got
you guys are just jumping into this gang stuff, not knowing anything and stuff like that. But what's crazy about the track is he flips it. It's an old Aaliyah sample, and it's nuts. You guys got to go hear that album. But anything Mozzie, I'm bumping right now.
Yeah,
so if you haven't heard Mozzie, get into that, man. Tap into that bad.
And that's something I haven't checked out. I'm not really too familiar with his music. I'm like bro said, you know, it's a lot of things that, as far as like my ear, I had to adapt to. As far as like the West Coast sound.
I can only imagine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing about it is I think what me and you kind of share a lot in common is I have a lot of love for the East Coast rap, and I have a lot of knowledge too, because I like underground rap. I'm into a lot of the underground stuff. I mean, I was bumping Joe Budden back in early 2000s when people were playing him on Def Jam Vendetta. You know what I mean? I was into the Master Ace albums. I'm real big into the East Coast music, so I can only imagine going from that over to, you know what I mean, to the West Coast, where, like you said, music and the ears are a little bit more different, like you said.
Yeah.
Who do you mess with out here West Coast wise?
I was just gonna say, bro, like the first artist that I really like took to, like, and really was listening to the music, and this is more underground that I came to realize, was Dom Kennedy, man. And I got on Dom like it was one of the beats that I was in the studio myself one day, and I found myself stumbled across this beat, and I was like, man, this dude is nice. Like, then I started to look at all his projects and start to realize, like, man, he putting in work too.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of underground
yeah,
albums.
so I would say like Dom Kennedy, man, and then as I been out here now for years, it's like all different type of artists, man. It's just off the top of my head, man. It's too many to name. Like I found myself re-liking Tiger, some of Tiger tracks that he put out, man. Of course,
He's got some
Kendrick.
sleepers.
You know what I mean, man? Kendrick definitely got some bangers. It's just a lot of. I appreciate a lot more music now.
Being out
here on the West Coast. But man, what's your take about that versus that Nelly and that Luda?
Okay, so let's do this. Who would you put your top 3 Ludas up against your top 3 Nellys? Regarding about what they did on the live last night, what's your top 3 Nelly songs?
Yeah.
And what's your top 3 Luda songs that you would have to match up? Because they played a whole bunch. They have way too many that they played last night.
Yeah.
And I think some shouldn't have been played, but again, that it is what it is. But if you got to throw like Nelly's Country Grammar up, is it beating Southern Hospitality?
Or being fair, I would say, I think it might have been 15-5. Like if we're doing 20 rounds, 15-5. And to me, it's a celebration.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Artists. I really think it's 2 different type of artists. I think one artist was chasing the hits on Billboard
and was getting them too.
To whereas Luda was just riding a wave of just making consistent.
And let's not forget Luda's features, bro.
Man.
Videos were crazy.
Videos, bro. Like when I think of Luda, I just think of the art, like a complete artist.
That's true. You're right.
And very, very slept on, I would say. I don't think Luda gets his roses. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if it's just because he went into the, Fast and the Furious,
But I think that should add to his artistry, though, just to show that he can switch it up and succeed far into the...
Right.
But I will say that John Henry movie on Netflix was horrible.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I don't know why they did that, but...
I'm with you on that.
But like you said, it really put a perspective on everyone's outlook on Nelly and Luda. I think it's a good marketing plan that these artists are doing this too, because I guarantee you a lot of people went back and played a lot of Nelly's old stuff, a lot of Luda's old stuff from his Back from the First Time album, because that to me was one of the best Southern classics that when he dropped that. And let's not forget Luda's intros.
Right.
Luda's intros were nuts.
Skits, all different types of stuff, bro.
He had, like you said, he was an artist from start to finish when you think about him.
And then, not to cut you off, I like how, I do like how, like, Nelly was innovative, so I think he was just a trendsetter.
I agree.
I
agree.
My mom can attest to this. I ran through a whole thing of her Band-Aids.
Stop, bro. Did you do it?
Wanting to be Nelly, bro. Like, I asked her, like, I'm on a bus going to school with the Band-Aid on. Like, just wanting to wear one jersey.
Bro was out there with it, huh?
One jersey off. Like, I really think he not only, like, just transitioned as far as, like, as an artist, but just, like, of being, like, our first, like, person that we actually thought of and saw. Like, okay, like, Apple Bottoms, you think of Nelly. You know what I mean? Air Force Ones, you think of Nelly. Like, grills, I know a lot of people was already doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
he commercialized it.
Yeah, but it's like he took it to a whole nother level. Like, just, him and Gip, like, just having the OG Gip and, like, how he paid homage in different, like, quiet ways. I'm really thankful that they was able to come together and celebrate, each other, to where it wasn't really about, like, okay, like, man, I'm stepping on you right now, you know what I mean? I'm mashing on you. Like,
it wasn't that at all,
yeah,
bro.
So like you said, I think, like, me personally, I think Luda smashed it. But, like, I definitely appreciate, both artists, and
their contributions, man, because they both contributed a lot to hip-hop, man. Like you said, Nelly changed the game. He was making country songs and blowing up the charts with everything. So it was a good battle, though. It wasn't as close as I thought it was going to be, but that's just because Luda has so much in his dockets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, repertoire is crazy, man. The catalog.
What else you listening to, though? While we're still on music, because we could go on days about this music stuff, man. But what else you got in your playlist right now, man?
I would say something that I've definitely been on heavy, man. And shout out to Lil Baby, man. He been on a roll. He just put out that deluxe, album. But
thank God for that too, man.
Yeah, that Lil Baby, My Turn, man. That album to me, man, it just speaks. It just speaks volumes, man. As far as like to just a testimony as just like not only like like really like standing by your word, but also letting your actions, you know, like man, the homie, like he really go to the jewelry stores and cop all his homies.
He really
the
does,
chains,
man.
you know
It's
what I
nuts.
mean? Like him and Gunna, the Lamborghini boys, you know what I mean? There's a couple of them down there, you know what I mean? That whole Atlanta surface, you know what I mean? How them boys, you know, put together, man, that camaraderie, man, I really like that. But yeah, for me, man, I say that Lil Baby album is, you know, something I'm really jamming out.
Like you
to
said,
right now.
even though he dropped it as a deluxe, man, it still was crazy, man. What was your favorite? What was your favorite song from that album?
I would say, bro, man, I like that. Honestly, man, I like the intro. You know, the intro to me is, you know, it's just something that's, I wouldn't just say, it like that's something. Okay, when I put a album on, you know what I mean, like. You know, Drake is known for his intros. Meek Mill is known for his intros.
Big time.
So for me, like, really not really being Lil Baby heavy as far as, like, okay, I like everything he put out.
Right.
Man, that's not really the case for me. So I think,
which
man,
is a good thing though, because that means you're selective. You're not just rolling with whatever's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. You know, just for me, man, I think the intro was something that really, you know, spoke to me. You know, and of course, you know, all the singles and stuff that he's, you know, that he did put out. You know, prior to, you know, that
Emotionally Scarred was
man,
crazy.
That's stupid.
I'm still bumping Emotionally Scarred now.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's definitely the, you know, that's definitely my favorite as well. But
yeah, that whole album was nuts, man. But I know y'all don't want to just hear us yap about music. We got some other topics to talk about.
Yeah,
we got all kinds of stuff. You know, Arizona opening it up, which means sports are coming up.
Yeah.
NBA talks of the season coming up. Tonight, what do we got? The last 2 episodes of The Last Dance.
Yup. Yeah, by the time you guys actually see this episode, man, The Last Dance would officially already ended.
Yep.
You know, man, so we would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions about how Michael Jordan was portrayed as a person, you know, both athlete and as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, man, I think the media was a little bit harsh as far as like when his dad died, you know, like just to take, you know, like just some of the things that was
still
said
so early
then.
in his career.
Yeah, you know, so I think of course, you know, Mike, you know, could have been a better teammate, but man, you never know, man, when somebody's just passionate about winning. I think that was kind of like part of Kobe's and you know, rest in peace to the Bean. I think that was just part of him and Shaq's clashing. You know, they were just two determined people who wanted to win, but they wanted to win their way. You know what I mean? Like Shaq might have felt as though you should, you know, pound the ball down to him in the last couple seconds, and Kobe's like, hey man, you know,
I'm taking
free
it.
throws, it's a little bit shaky, so
Yo.
you know, so I think Mike, man, was going up against a lot. You know, he was fighting the system, but man, overall, man, you know, I salute. You know, I definitely gained a lot more respect for Mike because I really didn't grow up seeing a lot of Mike games. Kobe was my Mike, you know what I mean? So for me, you know, I think it gave me a little bit more respect for him, but also to see he did go through some hardships. Like everybody just throw out 6-0, but Mike
was fighting
through
for
some challenging things.
He was fighting for that. Like you said, man, it gave us a good perspective on Mike and everything, man. And even the negative stuff, I mean, everybody's story has some kind of negative. You throw any other player on there and it's probably going to be 10 times worse what they've done behind the scenes. So, I mean, this is the GOAT we're talking about. This is MJ, you know what I mean? And to see all that stuff, it was amazing. I will say one thing. I think I would have liked to hear them more touch on the actual, I think it was the 97-98 year, that championship run, which I think they will tonight, hopefully. But yeah, man, it was just an overall good project. Who do you think's the next player on the next Last Dance if they do one? I mean, of course, it's nothing. It's not going to be nothing compared to what this is going to be. But I see more players trying to get into
take that route.
Yeah, I can really see them doing it. I mean, me personally, I'd like to see somebody like a T-Mac. Like someone who wasn't, you know what I mean? Someone went through some hardships through the NBA and actually didn't get to that point, get to that GOAT status. You know, T-Mac was definitely one of those stories, man, where he was an underdog, but he was a beast. I mean, what was it? What did he score, like 11 points in like 3 seconds or something crazy like that?
Yeah,
something nuts, man.
T-Mac was a beast. Also, since we're on documentaries and stuff in that nature, man, that Aaron Rodgers documentary, that Project 11, that documentary was bananas.
And that's on Alex Smith, right?
I mean, yeah. It's on Alex Smith, man. The triumphs and the tribulations and the things that this man had to you know, like man, his leg injury, man, I'm not even gonna give it away if you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Man, it's one of the most gruesome.
And what's the name of it again?
It's called Project 11.
Project 11. Check
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna have to check that out on my way too.
I know it came down on it was on ESPN on a couple other things, man. You might even be able to still see it on YouTube. But man, this guy had the type
He had a good run, man.
Yeah.
He had a good run.
Bro, the type of injury he had, they had to label it as a military injury.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, man, this guy went through a lot, man, to the point where they thought he was gonna have to get his leg cut off and a couple other things, man. So,
wow.
You know, man,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Go check out that Project 11 for sure.
That definitely sounds good. And let us know what you guys think about the NBA opening back up and how they're gonna kind of base the whole 2020, 2021 season, because right now they're not giving no dates, no details, and I understand why, but I'm assuming Adam Silver's gonna have, or they're gonna have some kind of where, you know, a player comes into the arena, they're gonna check them immediately. If they got a fever, they're gonna send them home to quarantine because they can't risk it. I think that's gonna play into a lot. I don't see the NBA coming back normal again.
Now, I know that they discussed like possibly like Disneyland or whatever was like being a location that they play at. Like, where's somewhere that you possibly can think of, you know, like some of the NBA teams playing?
It's going to have to be like a biodome type deal. It's going to have to be something that's not out in the open.
Like March Madness type style.
Exactly.
No fans.
None at all. And that's what's the bummer about it, because I think that's what keeps the momentum of games going, and, you know, is the fans. I mean, you hear the crowd going crazy after, you hear the crowd being silent by three on the opposing team. It just adds to the game element, and I think that it's just not going to be the same anymore. Although I won't complain about it. If NBA comes back and that's the only thing there is to watch right now, then I'm going to be on it. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, same here, man, same here.
Of course, we got our Lakers going the whole way, though. Taking that shit.
Definitely going, you know, stand on that ledge, man, hoping the boys take that stand, man. I think it's very unfortunate, you know, how the timing and, you know, we just beat the Bucks, man. Just beat the Clippers.
Oh man, we were on
LeBron was like putting his name back into that MVP, like just talking about it, man.
Yeah, he was.
You know, and then this happened, you know. So it's, you know, it's selfish to think about, you know, those type of things, you know, as fans, you know, when so much is going on during this pandemic. But hey, man, you know, our condolences, you know, to anybody who's been affected during these times, you know, and
definitely.
You know, here at the Part of My Perspective podcast, you know, we send our condolences once again, you know, to anybody that's been affected, and, you know,
shout out to the first responders too out there, absolutely. Everybody on the front lines.
Yeah.
Get that hazard pay, fight for that hazard pay, because you guys deserve it and some.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, shout out to the medical workers, you know, anything in that
mental
nature,
health
man.
workers, all you guys out there.
Essential workers. So yeah, you know, we appreciate you, you know, we appreciate you guys really for tuning in with us.
Y'all been rocking with us for a while too, and I ain't gonna lie, man. We've been rocking together for a minute too, so it feels good to finally get this up and going and bringing you guys some more content your way. And let us know, give us feedback, whether it's love or hate. You know what I mean? Like, subscribe, please hit that notification bell, or you won't know when we drop.
Yes, and since you have it, go on and smash that like button, you know, right underneath. Go ahead and, you know, go
bang on that thing right now.
Please, you know, go like the content, and you know, share, please. This is something that we look forward to you guys growing with us as our podcast continues to grow. You know, as Blake already said, we will be discussing many different topics,
all kinds of stuff,
sports and entertainment,
interviews,
man, daily life. You know, so just also drop some comments in the description box. Just let us know. What are some things that you guys would like to see on our podcast? What are some things that you guys would like to talk about?
Please.
But before we go, there is like a part of the podcast that we want to go ahead and take our time out to go ahead and let you guys know something that both of us are currently reading right now, and we will want to recommend this to anyone, man. Please go out and get this the Mamba Mentality book, man. Please go out and get that Mamba Mentality.
How many times have you read through that thing already?
Hey, bro, man, I think I might have at least 3-4 times, seriously.
And man. It's worth it.
And
it's worth it.
Just looking through the pictures, man. Like if you're
chills, man.
If you're big on Kobe, you know, man. Just looking through the pictures, man. A lot of the notables, man, in here, just, you know, man. So this is definitely something, man. If you have a young cousin, son, brother or any type of athlete that's currently, into sports or anything in that nature, man, this is something that you would definitely want to dive into. Man, you won't be disappointed.
A lot of good life lessons in there too.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
take away. A lot of good life lessons in there.
Yeah, so I know we really touched bases on a lot of sports today, a lot of music. I'm sorry if we didn't speak about something that you might be more interested in, but once again, please, drop your comments and let us know what is it that you look forward to hearing from. Is there any type of guest that you would like for us to have on?
Or if you're a small business and you want to promote something,
absolutely,
get at us.
Absolutely.
We'll drop our email in the description as well. You guys can email us. Look us up on IG as well, Part of My Perspective Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and also you'll be able to find us on Facebook. It'll be Part of My Perspective as well. Right now, as bro said, we're on Instagram. We will be on Spotify as well. There's a few Podbean. There's a few podcasts like sites and apps and things in that nature that you will be able to find us on. We will go ahead and put the links in the description box. So please like, comment, subscribe. Once again, it's your boy PNP RELL.
It's your boy Nino B.
Part of My Perspective.
Or you can pardon our backs.
Hey man, and we out.